The rain started just before closing. It came without warning, heavy and deliberate, drumming against the glass walls of the cafe like it had something to prove. Inside, the lights were warm, soft amber reflecting off wooden tables, polished smooth by years of quiet conversations. Mara stood behind the counter, watching the street blur into streaks of gray. "Looks like you're stuck," she said without turning. "I don't mind," he replied. He was the last customer. He had been for the past hour. Adrian always came in late, always ordered the same thing, black coffee, no sugar, and always chose the table near the window. He wasn't loud, wasn't flirtatious, but there was something about the way he watched the rain that made her curious. Mara turned off the espresso machine. The cafe hummed softer now, like it too was preparing to rest. "You don't rush home?" she asked. "Not really." There was something in the way he said it. Not lonely, not sad, just honest. The rain intensified, rolling down the glass in silver trails. Thunder murmured in the distance. Mara checked the time. "I close in 10. Adrian stood, slipping on his jacket. "Need help?" She hesitated. Most customers didn't offer. "You don't work here," she said lightly. He smiled, small, restrained. "I know." But he stayed. They cleaned in silence at first, the kind that isn't awkward, the kind that feels like two people learning the shape of each other's presence. When she reached up to wipe the higher shelves, the step stool wobbled slightly. Adrian's hand came to her waist, steadying. Not gripping, not claiming, just steadying. The contact was brief, but the warmth lingered. She stepped down slowly, aware now of how close he stood, close enough that she could smell rain on his jacket, close enough to feel the heat from his body through the thin fabric of her blouse. "Thanks," she said, softer. "Of course." The lights dimmed further. Outside, the storm showed no signs of easing. Mara glanced toward the door. "If you leave now, you'll get soaked." He shrugged. "I've been soaked before." The way he said it made her look at him differently. "You live far?" "Couple blocks." Another rumble of thunder. The lights flickered, then steadied. Impulsively, she said, "You can wait it out." Adrian studied her face as if measuring the offer. "I don't want to make you uncomfortable." "You're not." And she meant it. They sat at the window table this time, no counter between them, no cafe noise, just rain and soft light and the awareness of space closing. "Why do you always come here?" she asked. He traced the rim of his cup with his thumb. "It's quiet." "That's it?" "And you don't ask too many questions." She laughed quietly. "I'm asking now." "Yeah," he said. "You are." Their eyes met and held. Something shifted. Not dramatic, not explosive, just a slow tightening of air. Outside, lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the room in pale white for half a second. In that flicker, she saw it, the restraint in him, the careful distance he kept, as if stepping closer meant something irreversible. "Adrian," she said, testing his name. He looked at her like it mattered. The rain softened slightly, now a steady curtain instead of a roar. He stood slowly, walked toward the glass wall. She followed. They stood side by side, watching the storm ease. "Do you ever feel like you're waiting for something?" he asked quietly. "All the time." He turned to her then. Closer now. Close enough that her breath caught. "Maybe we don't wait. Maybe we just decide." Her pulse quickened. There are moments in life where nothing happens and everything changes. This was one of them. She didn't step back. He didn't rush. His hand lifted, brushing a damp strand of hair from her cheek, fingers grazing skin with deliberate slowness. Her eyes fluttered closed for just a second. When she opened them, he was still there, still steady, still waiting. "Are you sure?" he asked. She nodded. The first kiss was soft, not urgent, just two people testing the truth of something they'd both felt for weeks. Warm, slow, certain. Her hand slid into his jacket, feeling the rain-cooled fabric give way to the heat beneath. His hand rested at the small of her back, fingers splayed as if memorizing the shape of her. The storm outside continued to quiet. Inside, the air grew warmer. The second kiss deepened, not wild, not reckless, but full of held-back want finally allowed to breathe. He pulled back just enough to rest his forehead against hers. "We should stop," he whispered. She swallowed. "Do you want to?" His thumb traced along her jaw, down the curve of her neck, slow enough to send a shiver through her. No. The honesty in that single word made her chest tighten. But he didn't push further. Instead, he kissed her once more, lingering, then stepped back, even though it cost him. The restraint made it more intimate than anything rushed could ever be. The rain had softened to a gentle drizzle now. "I don't want this to be just because of the storm," he said. "It's not," she replied. A small smile tugged at his mouth. "Good." He walked her to the door. The air outside smelled fresh, washed clean. The street lights reflected on wet pavement like scattered gold. He paused before stepping out. "Dinner tomorrow?" he asked. She leaned against the doorframe, feeling a warmth that had nothing to do with the weather. "Yes." He hesitated, then kissed her one last time, softer now, promising. And when he finally walked into the damp night, she didn't feel like she was waiting anymore. The storm had passed, but something else had just begun.